Hello everybody, I am back here with another video to go ahead and let me rename this real quick. I did not do that. I was almost set up, but not completely. Let me save this as a Cisco switch here, as you can tell, just so when we're bouncing back and forth it'll be a little easier. Okay, so over here we got a Juniper V router. Let me minimize this. As you can see, my eveng topology right here. We got the V router, the V Juniper switch, the Cisco switch, and the Cisco router. So what we're going to do is we're just going to look at some basic show commands for those that are not familiar with Juniper or not familiar with Cisco, and basically hammering down which is what. So what we have here currently is this Juniper router. To be able to see interfaces and whatnot, all we really have to do is just this: show interfaces terse, because the Juniper router only has really two config modes, which is basically baseline show commands, whatnot, request system stuff. That one I forget what it's called, and then you have configuration mode, which with edit is global, or you can just go ahead and step down and do a configure, which is like more of a private edit for your session. It's more explained in like the Juniper CCNA to jncia course if you guys are curious. It's very more in-depth explanations, and it's very a good course to watch if you're curious about trying to transition from Juniper to Cisco, or from Cisco to Juniper. Whew. Almost fucked up there. Anywho, for the Juniper switch right here, same thing. You can just do a show interfaces terse to look at everything. Now they're a little different in how they configure things. That's basically more on the interface side. If there's great interest in this, I'll show you what I mean. And then as on the Cisco router, obviously it's show IP interface brief. I mean, everyone with the CCNA kind of knows it. As you see, boom, show IP interface brief. Yes, I am doing DHCP, and yes, I am kind of lazy. I don't want to basically IP everything and show IP interface brief here, because Cisco is pretty much similar across the board. Some more interesting commands is when you do a show configuration, you're basically more in an XML format, as you could see. For some people, you'd recognize this. For some, you won't. Now, this can be very daunting at first, but it shows you the basic configurations. There's a way to do this to where you can just do a show configuration, type display set, and it'll show it to you in easy to read set commands. So basically, if you want to set DHCP stuff, you could go ahead and do this. If you wanted to do this, yes, this, yes, you can copy paste, boom, there's your command. Now if you want to do a show configuration type display XML, because Juniper is literally built on XML and JSON, there you go, boom, you got your RPCs and what to do with them and how to do with them. And then you get into more Slack stuff, and everyone who really touches Slacks is curious about it for like 5 seconds and then like, why is this a thing? But I digress. It is a thing. It exists. Now for Cisco, what you do is you can do a show run. Oh crap, I'm not in enable mode. I forgot. In Cisco there's 3 tiers: the basic, enable mode, and configure mode. I wasn't in that, so my bad. So now we're gonna do a show run, and now as you can see, we have everything like in the Cisco format. Now if we wanted to narrow down on sections, it'll be a show run type section, and then let's just say routing, but I don't have any routing configured, so let me do SSH because I have SSH configured. Boom, there you go. Okay, now if we go ahead and do the same thing here, it's basically again same thing as Cisco: show run, boom, and then a show run S, show run type S. Let's do interfaces for this one. Okay, well, let me do interface, and then boom. See, now I have that DHCP address right there. So the more you know, right? Now, a really cool thing for Juniper is if you go into edit mode, there is a load set terminal. And what it'll do is you just paste all the set commands you want in here, and it will take it as an input and then you type the control D, it'll save it, then you commit it, and that'll be your baseline configuration, which is kind of cool to be honest with you. So let me get out of there. I aborted it, so there's nothing really in the engine here. Now, to save configuration changes, so let me do a show IP interface brief so I know what I'm looking for. Oh, on this guy right here, brief, boom. And now let me go into and config team mode interface G 0/1 no shut. Ooh. Right, boom. And now if I go back into a do show IP interface brief, we see that it is down, but it's not administratively down, so it took automatically. Now for Juniper, let's do another edit and then a run show interface terse. Now run is like the do command in Cisco world. So if I see how I did the what is it, the do show run right here, or do show IP interface brief, that is basically telling me, hey, in configuration mode, let's go ahead and run this show command. And this Juniper device, that is what run is right here. It is basically the do of Juniper, which is kind of nice to be honest with you. So now we know that this isn't even up, so let's go ahead and do a set interfaces GE, and let's do tag 0, 0, 0, and then .0 for unit, because yeah, and then since it's a switch family, what is it called? I forget that. Yep, family Ethernet switching, and then we are going to do interface mode trunk. VLANs allowed all. VLAN allow. Oh my god. Oh, hang on. Members. There we go. All. It's been. There we go. Boom. Ta-da. And now we hit boom. Now if we go into the interface configuration, let me do a run show configuration interface. Well, technically I don't need the run. I can just do show interface GE 00. Type this. Boom. As you can see, it's there, but it's not committed. So if I exit out of here like this, it'll say the configuration has been changed but not committed. Exit with uncommitted changes. We want to type no. So now we can't exit it until we commit this, because otherwise it won't take. It's a whole commit system, and it's really nice. It's worth a whole video in of itself because it's just so much information to go through. I might do that if people are curious. I might not. Like I said, this is just a baseline, and I don't want to get sidetracked to go down rabbit holes. But if we do a commit and quit, we can go ahead and poof. We're now in the I want to call it enable mode, but it's more like the shell mode or user mode instead of the editor configuration mode. So now if we go ahead and do a show configuration interface GE00, boom, we see it got assigned to be a trunk. So this is pretty much where I want to leave off because of the amount of detail we can go into with different show commands. Like I could set up BGP sessions between 2 Juniper routers and 2 Cisco routers and show you the different show commands, add in VRF and routing instances as well. But it's really what you guys would want to see, because if I go too deep, then that's a whole thing, and I don't really want to do that at the moment. So just feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and let me know what you guys want to see. And this is just a little introduction, because I can get really deep into the weeds and pull up Fireshark and show you guys the communication and break it down. But again, those are whole videos in of them themselves, and it really depends on how much traction, how many people are curious. But this is baseline information, or computer networking baseline information for that, and I will post where to get the Juniper images, because they are free. for anybody to use, as well as the Cisco images, which you have to spend money on viral licensing to go ahead and use. And, or well, CML now, CML, but that's a whole other story there. So just let me know what you guys want to see, and I'm more than happy to provide. Thank you, and goodbye.